Hey guys, what is up? Red New here. This video is going to cover the most important thing for new players. This is going to cover what new players should do, should buy, how to approach Yu-Gi-Oh! In a very general sense and how to have fun with it, and give you a free-to-play friendly archetype that I used myself to climb to Platinum in 3 days. Check the timestamps and chapters below for easy navigation. And remember to like this video if you found anything here useful, and subscribe for more Master Duel content. Also, be sure to check out my Twitch channel where I will stream Master Duel. Come check it out, ask questions, happy to answer them. So what I want to cover first, before getting into it, is why make this video? I want to make this video for a few reasons. For one, I know that with Master Duel's recent release, there are a lot of new players coming into the game with very, very diverse backgrounds. You maybe played online card games before, like Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering. Maybe you're a fan of the anime. Maybe you used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And were interested in the game and wanted to check out this online game that's free to play. Whatever the case may be, you're new to Master Duel and you want a few pointers to get you started. Now, depending on your background, you're probably going to have a bit of trouble getting into the game. And a lot of this has to do with just how old Yu-Gi-Oh! Is as a franchise. Again, this creates a lot of different people with a lot of different backgrounds for, approaching it. I'm going to cover gameplay in a different video. What I want to focus here is just the brand new player experience, how to start your new account, how to get the best start by telling you what to do, right? What to buy, and then how you can start having fun with the game, because I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! As a franchise has a lot of characteristics that presents itself as problems to a new player that aren't actually problems that make the game really fun. And also, finally, at the very end, what a free-to-play friendly archetype that I use to climb plat with. A little disclaimer, I am not a professional player. My background is I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In college for a good amount of time with friends. We participated in local game store tournaments as well as regionals, and I had a lot of fun playing it somewhat competitively. They did too. I entered the game right after Dragon Ruler and Spellbook meta, and the popular decks at the time were Fire Fist, Mermails, Geargia. There's a lot more. That meta was kind of diverse. And since then, I've played it for a few years on and off. So I have a very good handle on this game and its mechanics. I'm quickly learning the meta, and also learning the new mechanics that were introduced to Yu-Gi-Oh! Since the time I quit, which is right before Link summoning. Big shocker. Let's get started with the video. So, let's go ahead and get started first with what should a new player do? You're going to go ahead and as soon as you start a new account, you are going to be taken to the tutorial gate. These are called gates. Each one of these are called gates. And tutorial gate is pretty straightforward. It's 3 stages that teach you the very basics of the game. This is not really a stage, so let's just say 2 stage. Okay? They're going to give you 1,000 gems and 1 starting deck. Not a very good deck, but playable and can definitely take you through solo mode. So after the tutorial, you are going to actually come up with your first choice, which is what deck do you want to pick? There's 3 structure decks that they offer to you at the start. Power of the Dragon, Synchro of Unity, and Link Generation. Go ahead and pick Link Generation if you want the most usable cards in most decks, right? If you want something with Link Summoning or just cards that are just usable in most decks. Link Generation has that. If you just want to go ahead and play with dragons, you like Blue Eyes, pick Power of the Dragons. If you like Synchro Summoning, pick Synchro of Unity. It really doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, there are missions where you can unlock the other decks, the decks that you don't pick. So don't worry about it too much. If you want a pretty good head start or some good creatures to go with my free-to-play friendly archetype that I'm going to tell you later, go ahead and pick Link Generation. That's my suggestion. After that, you want to go ahead and complete Duel Strategy Gate. And Duel Strategy, why you want to complete it is because it has pretty good cards used in a lot of decks. When you complete the third one, definitely jump into the practice modes here. Now it says practice duel, but these are very, very short games that teach you kind of the ins and outs of whatever it says over here, synchro summoning in this case, right? And it doesn't just say, hey, get a tuner, get a monster, mash them together, make a synchro. It kind of gives you interesting like plays where you chain multiple synchros together, right? This here is 600. This is teaching you about Xyz summoning. This here is teaching you about pendulum summoning, give you 600. And finally, link summoning, which is 600. It's a very, very, very good, very worth your time, no matter what, no matter who you are, because you get 600 gems anyway. So you completed tutorial, you picked your structure deck, you completed duel strategy, what now? Well, your goal first is to win 20 duels in solo mode, clear 5 solo gates. Remember how each entry here is a gate. And after that, probably you'll hit duelist level 8, or you can go ahead and keep playing solo mode or ranked mode, whatever you want, and reach duelist level 8. If you do, this is what you get: 11,120 gems and 150 UR crafting points, which is arguably the second most important resource in this game. It's the most scarce, and it's the thing that's going to allow you to play different decks and different playstyles. Now, moving on, what do you buy as a new player? Well, what do you buy as a new player? Let's go ahead and take a look at the shop. So this is the shop, right? What you would buy first is over here under the specials tab. Special tab is going to show you bundle deals, and bundle deals are very good. For 750 gems, each of these bundles are 750 gems each. You can only buy them once. They're going to give you 10 booster packs of a Master Duel booster pack, and also 1 card. This is guaranteed. It's just 1 card on top of the 10 booster packs. And which ones do you buy? Generally, you could buy all of them. Ash Blossom is the best one here. This card is used in every deck. I won't really go into and explain why in this video, but she's used in every deck. Lightning Storm is another one. If you're going second, it's a great card, and it's used in a lot of decks. Not almost every, but a lot of decks. And then finally, Solemn Judgment, another card that is used in a lot of decks. You can buy this if you want to play my free-to-play friendly archetype. You don't have to, right? But it's there. And I definitely think it's still a good deal, no matter what. Duel Pass. Duel Pass Gold, limited to 1 per player. You can buy this for 600 gems, so it pays for itself. And you will also get 100 UR crafting points. That's about 3 UR cards and a third. Always try and make sure that you're maintaining 600 gems, because after the 68 days, or maybe sooner, they're going to introduce another duel pass, I almost guarantee you. And that's going to come with its own rewards. So, after you've bought your bundle deals, you've bought the duel pass, right? You want to go ahead and buy booster packs. How many booster packs? 80. You want to buy 80 booster packs. See, I've already done the calculation for Ash Blossom, Lightning Storm, buying the duel pass. You will have enough for 80, and at the end of it, you'll be left over with 1,020, which is enough to buy the next duel pass. And you'll guarantee you will earn a lot more gems as you play. You will earn a lot more gems as you play, whether it be from the duel pass you're grinding, whether it be from doing other missions, etc. Just make sure you kind of float 600 is all it is. And only buy packs in groups of 10, because you see over here, you get at least 1 super rare guaranteed in 10 packs. And also, if you don't get an ultra rare in these 10 packs, then your next 10 pack purchase will contain an ultra rare. Now, which booster pack do you buy? Very good question. I will go ahead and suggest you pick Stalwart Force. Stalwart Force has cards that are very relevant in the meta. Halki is used by a lot of link summoning decks with Effect Veiler. Kagari is used for Sky Striker archetype. And it also has general use cards like Twin Twisters and Pot of Desires. These are good cards that you can put in a lot of decks that will make it function and feel better. So Stalwart Force is definitely the best booster pack to buy. You could buy Revival of Legends if you like dragons. While they're okay, while they're good, and if the deck that you want has these cards as pieces, buy it. But I would say that it's very niche, and Stalwart Force is the general pick. There's also Master Duel Master Packs. Now, the problem with Master Duel Master Pack is that it pretty much includes every card in the game. So the card pool is huge. The chances of you getting cards that you're actually going to use is pretty nil. So I would just go ahead and stick with the Stalwart Force. As you buy booster packs, you will unlock keys randomly. And these keys let you buy secret packs. And you see I have 3 of them here, but if I bought more packs right now, guarantee it'll fill up. There'll be a lot of secret packs. Now, if you find a secret pack that you like, that gives you a way into a deck and an archetype that you like let's say you like heroes, right? This is a good one to buy, right? Or you see something here that just looks very interesting and you're like, yeah, I want to play this deck, whatever this is, whatever Astrograph Sorcerer is, I want to play whatever deck uses him. Then buy this pack, buy these secret packs, okay? Instead of Stalwart Force, buy the secret packs, by all means. The odds are the same for the secret packs compared to the normal packs. Finally, there are the legacy packs. These use blue tickets. Blue tickets are earned by doing various things and various quests. They're not very important, and this booster pack isn't very important. They're just, maybe you could get a ultra rare if you're lucky. So those are what you buy as a new player. Now the next section is, how do you have fun with Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2022? This is obviously going to be very opinionated, and but I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a lot of characteristics that presents itself as problems to a new player. So let me go ahead and give you a few examples. Yu-Gi-Oh's problems. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a legacy game. It came out in 2004, and with that comes, a lot of different players with a lot of different backgrounds. They came into the game at different points in time, and over this time, they have made over 10,000 cards in the English form of the game, and there are over 12,000 cards in the Japanese version. That is an insanely huge card pool that you have to sort of look through and be aware of. If you want to give yourself a good chance competitively, right? There are no rotating sets. So if you play games like Magic the Gathering, if you played Hearthstone, if you played Shadowverse, how they manage their card pool is by only making legal in like their standard formats a certain amount of newer sets, right? There is no such thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! All those 10,000 cards, the majority of them are legal. They're able to be played. And yes, it's really hard to be aware of all of them. There is a lot of reading and understanding required for Yu-Gi-Oh! I would say more so than most games. If you ever looked at a pendulum card, at a pendulum Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster, those things can legit have 2 or 3 paragraphs, and it is ridiculous. Again, these are not actually problems. These are just what make Yu-Gi-Oh! Unique, and also it makes it fun. Why is it fun? Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like the Marvel vs. Capcom of card games, if you're familiar with fighting games. Marvel vs. Capcom is a fighting game with a huge roster with Marvel superheroes and classic Capcom iconic characters. And so it has a huge roster. Chances are you are going to like one of those characters, whether they're super cool, whether they're very edgy, whether they're very cute, hot, whatever. There's going to be a character for you in that game. This is similar to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because there are so many cards, there are actually a lot of different archetypes, including nostalgic archetypes like Dark Magician and Blue Eyes White Dragon. There are a lot of different archetypes, and just like a fighting game, these archetypes are almost like characters that you learn, play, and get really sort of involved in. There is a deck for you out there. There is an archetype for you out there, and that is thanks simply to how big Yu-Gi-Oh is as a game. How do you have fun then? Your first step is to go ahead and pick an archetype. So let's go ahead and get to, some of these archetypes. So some of the archetypes that could appeal, and they appeal to a huge variety of people because there's just so many. Let's say you like, cutesy monsters, right? Go ahead and look into Madolche. This was my first deck getting into this game. It has a bunch of cute creatures that, theme itself with sweet foods. This is a jelly, right? You have a Mewfeel, cat, Mew. A lot of funny animal sweets puns, right? And a lot of cute cards, a lot of cute design. But let's say you don't like a cute design, right? Maybe you like big monsters. Maybe you like really edgy monsters that look like, demons straight out of hell, right? That's Burning Abyss. Burning Abyss has Dante's Inferno inspired cards. They're all demons from hell, essentially, right? And there's Dante himself, Dante, Traveler of the Burning Abyss. So maybe that's more your cup of tea. Or if you're still looking for cool demonic monsters, maybe you want a more metalish vibe, that's Infernoid right here. Maybe you like superheroes, right? If you like superheroes, check out the hero archetype. There's Stratos here. He looks straight ripped up from a comic book, right? There's Dark Law. This is a reference to Evangelion 001, right? Let's say you like Dynasty Warriors, right? I was looking up Dynasty Warriors. Let's say you like Dynasty Warriors. You can look up Brotherhood of the Fire Fist. This guy looks like Sun Ce from the older Dynasty Warrior games. You have Swan. He looks like Guan Yu, right? Maybe you like machines. Maybe you like Cars, the movie. Pick Gear, right? You like Cars, the movie? Are you a big fan of, Lightning McQueen? Here you go. You got cars with eyes on them, with googly eyes on them, okay? They do some funny stuff. You could look at Karakuri. If you like, mechanical samurais of death and destruction, that's this guy, right? There's a lot of, this guy is such a cool design. And he's a ninja. He's a robot ninja wearing makeshift armor. That's sick. Karakuri is a really cool, unique looking archetype for sure. I think this is, look at this. Look at this, right? Yu-Gi-Oh! Just has so many cards, so many interesting designs. There's definitely going to be an archetype for whatever you enjoy, whether it be from a gameplay standpoint, or whether it be from a flavor standpoint, or just a visual standpoint. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is such a big game that you're going to be able to find something that you like. And how to find something you like, you can definitely see the solo mode. There are a lot of gates that give you a gateway essentially into a lot of different archetypes. If you wanted to go ahead and be like, okay, that's cool, but I kind of want to restrict my choices to what did very well, right? Or what can get me to platinum. All right, sounds good. If you want to do that, you can go ahead and take a look at this website. My friend linked me. This one is roadoftheking.com. Link will be in the description below. This is an article written by Akira. Akira went ahead and wrote up a dissertation, an analysis of the metagame. But essentially, what he is going to show you is a few deck lists. What they are going to show you, I'm not sure. But deck lists that are being used in today's meta. These decks got to Platinum 1 in about 50 games. And these decks over here got to Platinum 1 in the end, probably like 100, 150 games, okay? So you can see there's a big list of what is viable, what is available to play. This is one website. Another website I will link to you is YGOPRODECK. Very recently, they're featuring Master Duel decks. And if you view more, you get to have a very good idea on, what is played in today's meta. And it comes with a big close-up on all the art styles. So you'll probably find something, you like. Here's Sky Striker. They have, school anime girls, right? Cyber Dragons, etc. There's a lot in here. Go ahead and make sure you take a look at this as well as that previous article, or Google, or watch the anime. There are a lot of ways to get you into the archetype that you like. Now that covers step 1 of how to have fun. Now, what can you do after that? You probably want a net deck. And net deck is a term for just looking up a deck list that someone else uploaded that assumingly did reasonably well, right? And so you want to net deck, and I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a game you definitely want to do that for. And here's why. It's because of the insanely huge card pool. Let's say you like Infernoids. Okay, so you're gonna put a bunch of Infernoid cards into your deck, right? Now, if you put only Infernoid cards in your deck, chances are, as a new player, you're not gonna realize that all Infernoid decks play Reasoning, because Reasoning is a card that doesn't mention Infernoid in any of its text. It's not featured in the art, and it's an old spell, right? Chances are you're not going to know that Infernoid uses Monster Gate as well. Monster Gate is Infernoid's bread and butter, and it's because, again, nothing here in the text or the title of the card mentions Infernoids. So you want to net deck. So again, as a new player, chances are you're not going to know that these cards exist outside of Infernoids that every Infernoid deck plays, because these are cards that make Infernoids function as well as they do. So definitely, you're going to want to net deck to try and get an idea of how your archetype is supposed to function. What does everyone play? You don't need to net deck the entire list. What you want to find is the core of the deck, the bare minimum of what makes it function, and from there you can add on your own flavor, your own pieces, right? Maybe you got beat up by this one card in a previous game and you're like, hey, that looks pretty good in my deck, I'm gonna throw that in. You don't have to net deck the entire list. You can do that, but you don't have to. You should probably find the core though. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and touch the section about what did I use to get platinum was Sky Strikers. So let's take a look at my free-to-play shell of Sky Strikers. Okay, this is not a complete deck. You're going to see here that we have the bare minimum of cards that, you know, Sky Strikers need to function. Sometimes they cut one rows, right? But you probably want to put that in because it's cheap. And this is a good way to get into talking about the crafting economy, right? So if you look over here, my card collection, right? You will see, let's say Construct. Let's say I need El Shaddol Construct. This is an ultra rare card. If I needed another copy of it, I would need 30 UR crafting points. And how do I get 30 UR crafting points? I need to dismantle basically 3 other UR cards. Chances are, after you buy your AD booster packs or whatever, you're not gonna want for normal crafting points, for rare crafting points, and probably you're not going to need SR crafting points. You'll probably have enough. And that's thanks to this little handy button over here on the top right. Sub-menu, dismantle all extra cards. It'll make sure that you have enough of each finish, right? For example, over here, right? I have Mind Control. This is a normal finish, but this is a glossy finish, right? This glossy finish. And there's another finish, I think there's Royal Finish, essentially foiling of the cards, right? It'll make sure you have 3 copies of each, right? And only dismantle the extras. So you click that button, you'll get more materials. Chances are you're never gonna want for normal, rare, or SR because they all need the same thing. They all need just 30. So this is the free-to-play shell for Sky Strikers. So we're gonna go into what this deck is, how it works, and how you can iterate and improve on it and add your own stuff in a different video. But for now, what I'm going to showcase is just, you know, how free this is, right? You might see an ultra rare card here, but look, this is Ash Blossom. This came from the bundle that I told you to buy earlier, right? Same with Lightning Storm. This came with the bundle I told you to buy earlier. This is rare, right? This Raigeki, it is ultra rare, but you got it from playing solo mode dual strategy, right? With Reinforcement of the Army, you don't have to craft this. You can only play one, and you get this from solo mode dual strategy. You can see that you can only play one of these cards by this indicator over here, right? The only cards you're gonna have to craft for this is Mobilize Engage, and this is a card that every Sky Striker deck plays. You want 2 copies of these, so that's already 60, that's 2 UR cards that you have to craft, right? This is rare, this is normal, this was from the bundle, normal, rare. These are SRs, but I really don't think you're going to want for super rares. I really don't think so. So I would just go ahead and craft them. These are normals. This super rare is a free one. It actually came with the very first deck that you got from the tutorial. Kagari, that's your third UR card that you might have to craft. Likely, you don't have to craft this. Why? Because it actually is a card that you can pick up from the best booster pack available in the market right now, Stalwart Force. I told you to buy that 80 of those earlier, right? So it's very likely you're going to have multiple copies of Kagari, and you can dismantle those extras, right? To allow you to make other URs in the future. Shizuku, it's an SR that you have to craft. This is a rare, this is a rare, this is a SR. And Decode Talker and Rasterliger, this came from the Link Generation deck that I told you to pick up first. And these are usable cards. These are high attack creatures that have some negation and invulnerability and have potential to grow more in attack so that they can get over large attack creatures. So Rasterliger, Decode Talker, that's why I told you to pick the Link Generation. It's all coming together. And, you know, as you're playing this deck, we'll kind of get over into it, but you can start adding your own things into it. You could even add Monster Reborn. You could add, you know, Solemn Judgment if you bought that bundle. That's fine. It's a very good card anyway. You can add, you know, the Pot of Desires that you opened in the other pack. A lot of people play this. I don't necessarily agree with it, but a lot of people do play it. So there's a lot here, and you can also add more of the Sky Striker cards, right? It will not hurt it too much. You could put that in, you could put that in, etc. So there's a lot of ways you can go with this deck, and what I've given you is sort of the bare minimum, the core of the deck, and also some very obvious improvements you can put in given that you've done what I've told you to do before. So this deck, so Sky Strikers, this free-to-play shell evolved into what I now have today, which is Sky Striker here. And it's saying that I want to try certain cards that I've added in. And this is what it currently looks like, right? A lot more ultra rares, but you know, after playing the game a lot, after grinding the duel pass, after doing a lot of different missions, after opening a lot of duel booster packs and dismantling a lot of ultra rare cards, I was able to craft all of these and have them available to play. I'm still wanting crafting points for UR, so you can see it's a grind. It's a struggle to play more than one archetype, and that's why it's really important to try and figure out what archetype you want to play, you want to take to Platinum or to your friend's duel room, whatever, right, as a casual player. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a really fun game. I think I touched on a point earlier that it requires a lot of reading and understanding, and for some people, that's just not your cup of tea. But for me, I look at Yu-Gi-Oh! Like a game, like you're playing detective almost. Sometimes you get blown up by this card or this combo, and you're like, what the hell happened? And because you have to read like, you know, 4 paragraphs of different card interactions to figure out what exactly happened to you. But when you get to that point, when you get to that level where you can sort of digest that information and figure it out and put together the pieces and play something in your head, and it turns out to be true, that's how it plays out in the actual game as mandated by this system, it's a really fun experience. And then the next question comes up is, how do I beat it? What do I put in my deck to beat it? And I always think that's a really fun process. That's a really fun experience in card games. And you get a lot of that with Yu-Gi-Oh! You get a lot of just interesting mechanics and interactions in Yu-Gi-Oh! That you just don't get in other card games, I feel. That's it for me. Again, I hope this helped you sort of find your legs in how to get into this game, whether you're playing with a friend, whether you're playing for yourself, you just want to get into it. I hope it helps you. Please go ahead and leave a like if any of this was useful to you. Subscribe for more Master Duel content. And also check out my Twitch channel. I am probably going to stream this game live. I'll play my Sky Striker deck. Maybe I'll make a different deck. You can ask me questions there. I will answer them live. I'll be happy to do that. I am planning on coming out with a few more videos, okay? These videos will, again, it'll cover, you know, how do you take this free-to-play shell and sort of add your budget cards into it and take it to, you know, higher and higher ranks. If I didn't answer any of your questions for a new player, how do you get your new account going? Go ahead and let me know below. I will answer them. Again, I will cover more gameplay stuff in other videos. But for this one, I just wanted to, get this video out there for new players who want to get into the game, who want to have fun with their friends, who just want to see what Master Duel is all about. That's it for me. My name is Rednew. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. You can remove 3 spell counters from your field. Or pendulum summon now. Special summon 1 spellcaster monster from your graveyard? From your hand or graveyard in defense position to your zone this card points to. Okay. This is peak Yu-Gi-Oh! This is peak Yu-Gi-Oh! What's happening here?